Welcome to Tampa Bay. We welcome up when we raise the flag. Fire the cannons and seize the day. The crew's ready, all hands on.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Loose Cannons podcast on the new Loose Cannons Network. I'm your boy Samra, hanging out with my guys Poppy Latte Stanker with his hammer pants in the background, and Dr. Pless of Real Bucs Talk. Guys, it's game day or game week. The Minnesota Vikings. It's real
day?
NFL football. No, it's not game day. It's game week. In real NFL football, the Bucs are going to Minnesota. They're going to beat the shit out of the Vikings. It's back. We're back. Latte's ready.
Hell yeah.
Sammer, you seem a little frazzled.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed that we couldn't debut our new look tonight. Had some technical difficulties that were beyond my reach. I might have to call up my cousins up there.
Can we
Samir.
at least
Might have to get
tease
Samir
it
on
a
the
little
line.
bit? I mean, I'll do it full screen real quick. Listen, Bucs fans, we've heard your clamoring. We've heard the request. Yes, the next episode, and for really throughout the entire season from here on out, fully nude. Get ready for it.
That's
Get
commitment.
ready for fully nude
That's
podcast.
commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not happening. So before we kind of dive into everything going on with the Vikings, Latte's locked in. I don't even. Victory shades, or what do we got going on, Latte?
Pretty much. Just balls and dick on the table. I'm just listen. Stank's talking fluff. Is Sammer frazzled? Sammer's mad about the new layout, and I get it. It's gorgeous. I just don't care. Okay. It's Vikings week. Stank put out the list. No Prince. I've consumed no Prince. I've been no Target, no malls. I'm a little bit wound up, and I'm ready to hear Dr. Pless tell us how we're gonna beat the shit out of the Vikings, because that's what's gonna happen.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
I want to hear it too.
Let's go, Pless.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited. I'm excited to be back on here with you guys. I'm excited that this is a actual game week. The regular season is here, and super excited to be there in person this week up in Minnesota. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, I think this is
Wait, you're going?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. So going there for the weekend. So that's going to be
I
awesome.
like to hear. That's what I like to hear, bro.
Yeah.
We need representation there. It's our old NFC Central foes for all you gray beard Bucs fans out there like myself. And we didn't really fare too well in that division. That was some real lean years for you, John Gruden era or Brady era Bucs fans. Back then, there was no hope, and this is a new era. Obviously, we have something to prove though, so it should be interesting. And I'm glad you're attending. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest with you.
Second, we have Pelagic Computer with a $5 super chat. Says good evening, happy week one, and as always,
PNP.
fuck the Saints.
Fuck the Saints.
That's a great week one super chat. Way to kick off the super chats, PNP.
There you go.
I mean, that's a standard, boys. Oh, B Shuck with the super chat, $10 super chat.
Nice.
How the F you got no obesity in this country? I'm failing, methinks. Okay.
No, it's part of my rules. No obesity. It's because that the state of Minnesota is just full of pasty, fat,
Obese.
disgusting,
Yeah.
obese, camouflage wearing,
Do you know?
You
Yeah, it's
know,
because it gets so cold in the winter. They
Yep.
literally go into hibernation, but they do it with food as opposed to sleeping. They literally
Mm.
just binge eat until the sun comes back out. So until that stupid groundhog tells them to come out and stop eating, they just keep on eating. They're shoveling porridges and all that disgusting food that they eat in Minnesota. I mean, I can't even. Whatever. I love that rule. It's a great
the
rule.
exact
I agree with
opposite
it.
of what me and you do, which is completely slim down in the off season so that we can
Yeah.
absolutely stuff our faces during the season.
During the season,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Speaking
smart.
of the season, it kicks off this Sunday, Pless. The Bucs are in Minnesota. The title of this episode was "Could the Bucs offense dominate?" And from the confidence that I'm hearing from Canales and Baker and then the offense, and they're saying we're going to unleash the offense, like, and you've broken down film. What do we got to look forward to here on, like, are we going to be scoring like 35 points in Minnesota and coming away with a magical win?
Whoa, pump the brakes.
I mean, 35 points would be awesome. I think what you're going to see is
Well,
a
yeah,
more balanced. Yeah, it would be. I think you're going to see a more balanced, effective offense. It's going to be an offense that is going to commit to running the football. And when you're playing Minnesota, you know, Brian Flores is the DC now, so he likes to be aggressive. He likes to blitz a lot. So the key is you got to slow down that blitz package and find ways to, you know, get rid of the football quickly in the passing game, but also run at them and try to be physical. I think that's what the Buccaneers are going to try to do with Rashad White and use Baker Mayfield on those play action passes. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to see just a whole new, you know, scheme and system of Buccaneers offense that we haven't seen for a while here. And I think it's going to catch teams off guard, which is going to be really exciting.
Plus, we hear that committed to the run line a lot.
Yes.
You hear all 32 coaches say, we're going to commit to the run. We're going to commit to the run. This passing league, you know, it's hard to run the ball.
Right.
At least here, it has historically here in Tampa been hard to run the ball.
Well, let me clear this.
You know,
up,
you know, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to clear this up. They're going to run the ball at the right time. So that's going to be the main difference with
Not every first down?
No, not every first down.
What? You can do that?
Yeah, it's allowed. You can run out. You can run the ball out of shotgun. You can do all sorts of different things.
I can literally see the clipboard. Like,
that's crazy.
Okay, cool. Next,
We got it. Sweet.
Second and 12.
second and 12. Let's go. We should have petitioned. They should have just started the Bucs at 2nd and 12, second and 13. Just skip first down.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be.
I do remember.
Oh my God!
You know,
Let him talk, dude. You asked him a question and you're not gonna let him talk?
I wasn't the one that interrupted him.
Yes, you just did again. Go ahead, Pless. So sorry, man. You're a guest here. You're a doctor too. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want you to like mess up my file to where no doctor will let me look at it later on. So go ahead.
Hey, sorry. These are friends of mine. His wife and him. I went to high school with both of them. They're in their semi truck. They travel the world. That's what they do for a living, and they're watching our show live right now.
Whoa, awesome.
Shout out, Jamie. That's what's up.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, give us one of those bad boys. Yeah.
You know what this means.
All right, Pless. Answer whatever question.
Swole, bro.
Answer whatever question.
There he is right now. He just put right there. Sammer, you can read it because you read a lot faster than I do. If you want to, if not, whatever.
Yeah, I think Stank was getting to like just running, you know, committing to the run. But it's going to be different. I think, like I was saying, they're going to run at the right times. You have to know when to run it and when not to. You know, when the passing game is the better option. So I think you're going to just see a more balanced offense where they're going to utilize the analytics. They're going to understand, you know, down in situations and just be in a better place for their skill players. And now we're going to finally see Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on the outside and schemed open and, you know, just different things that they're going to run out, you know, a lot of pre-snap motion. So it's going to be a lot of fun just to see what they come up with. So more East and West attack as far as their approach. But yeah, definitely. I think when you look at Minnesota's defense, the big thing is, can they hold up against their blitz packages and their simulated pressures? Very similar to Todd Bowles' scheme as far as defense goes. So can they, you know, be prepared for that and counteract what Minnesota is throwing? And like Dave Canales talked about, it's about, you know, hitting the big play at the right moments. You know, Baker Mayfield doesn't have to be special all the time, just needs to be special, you know, in certain situations where it's there and it's open. So I think that's where you're going to see a more methodical approach, but also approach that's looking to create explosives in the second half.
The Vikings defense plus is facing the defense, but we're facing a Vikings defense that has second year guys and younger dudes, not a very veteran savvy secondary. Could the Bucs possibly take advantage of that? These guys are not necessarily. I think the second year player who's starting is a 4th round pick. If he plays well, he ends up being a steal of the draft, but he's still a second year player who's drafted in the 4th round. He's still going to take his lumps. So do the Bucs have an advantage there in terms of exploiting what that secondary may or may not know how to kind of deal with in terms of Chris Godwin, Trey Palmer, Mike Evans, contract or not? These guys are studs in terms of catching balls from Baker. So I feel like we have an advantage in that regard, and maybe that opens up the running game even more. And obviously, they work kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that will probably be definitely a part of the game plan. They're going to try to, attack those certain matchups in the secondary. And you have to remember, Brian Flores is coming in. So this is his first year here. So it's a completely new defense. And that takes time to develop that chemistry. We've seen it here in Tampa Bay where, when Todd Bowles came in, it took time for these guys to develop, that on-field chemistry. And it's not an easy defense for Brian Flores that he runs. Very complicated. You have to be in the right spots. So there could be, chances on Sunday where there's, coverage is blown and the Buccaneers take advantage. Now, the big key is how do they match up the protections and give Baker time? That's going to be the important factor.
Plus, back to the run game talk. You said there's going to be a more methodical approach, not as many risk it biscuit type plays. That works if you're converting third downs, right? If you're a team that can run in run situations, which we haven't proven that we have the capability of doing in the past. Different scheme, different offense, Rashad White, different animal. But that does require you to move the chains quite a bit more, not take chunks and get down the field real quickly. Do you have any concern that we're, going to be able to consistently do that with this O-line?
Yeah, I think, you look at it, it's going to be an offense that takes what's there. I think that's the biggest thing. So whatever is available, if the big play is there and they get the right look, obviously they're going to go for that. And same thing in the run game. They're trying to create explosives, but I guess my point is you're going to see this offense chip away where those 3 to 4 yard runs become 10-yard runs in the second half. So, Dave Canales always talks about, a boxing match where you're consistently just, jabbing them with little shots here and there. And then you go for the knockout when it's presented to you, and that's a big change from what we've seen in the past where that offense was always looking for explosives. And sometimes it was forcing the explosive. And we saw that happen with, Jameis Winston where, the turnovers just piled up because he was trying to force that big play constantly. And that is a concern with Baker Mayfield with the interceptions that he's had in the past. But I think you're seeing a different Baker where they're going to utilize his strengths and find a way to limit, those force balls down the field. He's going to find a way to open it up where those plays just become obvious and you go and hit that home run shot.
I don't know. You guys see the glasses. Clearly you see where my mind's at. Stank continues to try and pour cold water on this podcast and with the LDE, the little dick energy. You feel the vibe, right, Sammer? He keeps like, how are you going to do that if you can't convert? Well, how are you going to do that if you can't run the ball?
If you got to be able to do this.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Listen. I personally think Rashad White is about to go the fuck off.
Completely agree.
This is
coming
a
out party.
Great turf to run on, too.
Phenomenal turf to run on. The last time we opened up the season there, a young rookie, it was a rookie. Rashad was a rookie. But a young running back went off and sealed the game. Something like that. That's the vibe that I'm sensing with my my spidey senses. Listen, the last time Rashad White was on the field, I spoke to Sam and Stank on this. We regularly do podcasts that aren't podcasts that should be podcasts all the time, which is why we started this fucking podcast. But we were talking about the Ravens game plus, and it's mind games. Dude, they pulled Rashad like at the perfect time that they needed to pull Rashad out of that preseason game.
Oh yeah.
They cut to him after that 9-yard run where he's fucking right in the red zone. They pull him, and you see him on the sideline, bro, like an animal, just lathered up, sweating, ready to go. And it's like you took me off the. He's gonna come out, bro. That's just what I feel. He also mentioned Baker throwing a 67-yard dot to Mike Evans. I think that's gonna happen. I'm already giving my predictions, bro. Mike Evans catches a bomb, and Rashad White goes off. Okay, probably 115 rushing.
Listen,
another 50 in the air.
They're playing, like I said, they're playing a weak secondary, man. They don't have these veteran guys back there that know what they're doing. The starter is a 4th-round, second-year guy that probably isn't ready to start yet. He could be matched up against Chris Godwin. He could be matched up against Mike Evans, Trey Palmer, any number of these guys. And then on top of that, you got this bully of a running back who just looked massive against the Ravens for some fucking reason. Looked ridiculously large. And he's going to come out there. What better way to kind of minimize that blitz-happy Flores scheme? By the way, their defense wasn't good last year.
No.
That's why they have a new defensive coordinator, and it takes time for him to implement his system. This is week 1, their first time out there running it to its full capacity. Probably not even that. So there's a lot of things that kind of play to our strengths and play to our advantage as a Bucs offense. And so I feel like you run the ball, you pound it, you take your shots when you get them, and like you're talking about, plus you're moving the pocket around, you're creating mismatches. And at that point, if you get a slight lead on these guys, you can kind of let your defense pin its ears back and go against what I'm about to ask you. How is this running game now that there is no Dalvin Cook? How are the Vikings actually going to try to move the ball without that play action that really does, whether they ran the ball well or not, Dalvin Cook was the reason that play action worked. How is it going to work now?
Sammer, I just want to point out something to the chat and to Pless. Pless already knows this because it's fucking Dr. Pless. I feel smarter when I hold this pen. I don't know why. Does anybody feel smarter when they hold the pen?
Look at me.
That's
you just feel like clicky, like I'm important when I hold this.
That's law. Yeah, that's law.
Like I feel like I want to get a stack of paper like Jim Rome and be like, organize it and then have my little pen. The last time the Bucs played the Vikings, for those of you that are concerned, with number 18 that's about to get paid, Justin Jefferson, 1 catch Carlton Davis held him to. 1 catch.
Yeah.
1
And
catch.
we were stopping the run very, very, very effectively back then. And I feel like the Bucs are focusing on stopping the run again.
That's what they always do.
Yeah, whether Kancey plays or doesn't play, well, that's still be seen. He was on the injury report. He didn't practice today. But go back to what I asked you, Pless. What are we facing in terms of the Vikings running attack now that there is no Dalvin Cook and their whole play action and just their entire offense as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, Alex Madison, I think is his name. He's a complete back. I mean, he's a good running back. Brings a little bit more, I would say, as far as receiving threat. So you got to keep your eyes on him. But they're definitely going to try to, do that wide zone that they run, zone scheme with the cutback. So going to have to be disciplined. You got to make sure you stuff the gaps that are there. But yeah, it's a change. I mean, Dalvin is a special player, but Madison has been coming on lately, and he's always been a good back for them. So they're going to have to, make sure that guy doesn't get going, and they force, Kirk Cousins in those, 3rd and long situations where hopefully you force some turnovers because of you're going to be coming after him up the middle.
Yeah, we owe Kirk Cousins, don't we? I hope we hit him early. We hit him often, and we drag his dick into the dirt because I don't like that. I'll never like that.
Right.
He's still using that. I saw this Peyton Manning commercial where he's like interviewing for the new co-host, and Kirk is still talking about you like that, bro. You know what? He's living off of 1 game.
He built an entire goddamn brand off
of us. And real quick,
Sammer, text Bowles right now, bro. I'm gonna text Yaya. You text Bowles. You like that? I want to see the celebration, bro. I need to see it like I need fucking oxygen. By the way, let's catch up on these super chats real quick. B Shuck, $10 super chat a little while ago said we might be the only people that think this team has a chance at anything this year.
We are.
And then PMP.
3 of us are. You aren't, Stank.
Yeah. I have good questions.
Hold on, Sammer, because that brings us to our last super chat. But our second super chat says, wait a minute. This is for you, Pless, from PMP. Wait a minute. You can run the ball out of 11, 12, and 13 personnel. You can run out of shotgun. You can motion pre-snap. What kind of sorcery is this? No?
Not here in Florida. They don't allow that here. Ron DeSantis doesn't allow that here.
Scott Jacks with a $1.99 super chat says, Stank is the most BLT or what is that? Realist on the show. Oh, what the fuck that's
Bacon less than tomato, bro. But you know what?
Okay.
It's a staple. You know,
That's
when you're
interesting.
hungry, you just go and get some BLTs. And even though I don't particularly like that because I hate mayonnaise, fuck mayonnaise, BLT is good. Sammer,
Any
you
sandwich
listen,
with a tomato on it is absolutely garbage.
garbage. And listen,
Why are you
while
adding
we're all-
water to your bread? You want a
Yeah,
soggy
gross.
sandwich? Get tomatoes and make sure it's wrapped up real nice and tight on its way to you, because that'll be absolutely
put it-
awesome. Just in
'Cause
case
I
you
eat-
didn't
trash
gag today, make sure you order a sandwich with some tomatoes on it. Get out of here, BLT.
Samber, you're
You-
humble, so
Go on,
so I didn't want to bring this up, and everybody's talking about how big Rashad White looks and everything. Is it a coincidence that, like a week after we took him out, and we wined him and dined him, and we fed him the most delicious wings and meats, and he comes back out on the field, just looking different, looking swole, looking well nourished.
You're
You
welcome.
talk about
You're
Can
welcome.
you talk about our role in our role in this offense, the loose cannons role?
So,
By the way, hold on, Sammer. I'm with B Shuck and Jones. I love BLTs. Fuck both of you guys. By the way,
Gross.
who the fuck uses soggy tomatoes? It's like
All
a
tomatoes are
brown
soggy.
thing or a
tomatoes
Latino thing.
literally have juice in them.
You have
They're
to
all
know.
soggy.
You have to know this, Stank. You're married to a Dominican chick. I tend to get my tomatoes not anywhere near ripe. I like them really.
It doesn't
not-
matter if they're ripe; they have juice in
My
them.
wife hates
No,
tomatoes.
they're
too.
not that fucking bad when you don't get them super ripe, dude. They're
Dude,
not.
They're They're when you
No.
squeeze them in a
My
sandwich,
mother-in-law likes
they
stupid tomatoes.
create
That's
water.
disgusting. You cut
No,
open to
no,
it.
no, no, no. It's like putting an orange on your sandwich or putting in any fruit. It's squeezing
Nope.
juice out of it.
Nope.
It's gonna destroy
Not like
your
that.
bread. Yes,
It's
it
not.
does, dude. You're crazy.
Nope.
And you
Nope.
put mayo on top of it, so now you got watery,
Oh,
runny
God,
mayo
I love mayo.
in your
fucking love
soggy, gag-worthy
I
bread.
love fucking mayo.
Disgusting. Look,
can't-
if
That-
I've ever
you
ordered
know why
a
this happens
sandwich,
to you, Sammer? Because you use stupid fucking keto bread. If you use
no,
like
keto
big-
bread
can't do
actually
mayo.
is waterproof. That's what you don't know about keto. Keto bread is
bullshit.
waterproof.
It's
Karen
water.
It's
fucking
water
up with fucking
resistant.
Keto bread.
What the fuck is that, bro? What is keto
Wait,
bread?
It's basically
not
cardboard.
real.
It's
It's
not good for you.
basically cardboard.
There's actual keto bread.
There's
Hell
keto
yeah.
bread, bro.
Hell yeah. Plus,
Whatever it's made of is what the vaccine was made of. All three of them, because it doesn't. It's not real.
no,
What the
it's
Whatever.
made. Look,
The fucking
It's
oxymoron,
made-
bro.
I'll tell you
was
right
made
now.
of.
it's made out of recycled Amazon boxes. That's exactly what it's made out of.
That's pretty funny.
I have so many of those at home that I just have
it's not
natural
made by that.
grown.
It tastes like
keto
that.
bread.
It tastes like some dry cardboard.
No, it's
man.
tastes and
Oh,
made out of
yeah.
that.
Jesus.
It's water resistant. I'm telling you. You can put an entire tomato on that keto bread. Nothing will happen. But that's the exception of the rule, obviously. But yeah, listen.
Speaking
Until
of
we had
tomatoes-
lunch with Rashad, right? Until we had lunch with that man and we showed him the proper way to eat meats and we
Mhm.
dined him. We showed him the delicacies of the Tampa Bay wing. I mean, it was over at that point. He bulked up
It was.
naturally. It was basically like Nacho Libre having that eagle egg and how it just gave him powers. And
Fantastic.
that's what we did for you guys, for you Bucs
good.
fans, for the Bucs
So good.
running game. We basically found Rashad White's eagle egg.
The eagle egg.
You're welcome.
That might be the best analogy you've ever made, and I'm not
Ever.
even joking.
I
bro.
love that
Ever,
movie.
bro.
I
that.
love
Not
That was
even
really good.
joking.
That was impressive.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, so
It gives you magical powers.
it gives me
The
powers.
eagle egg gives you magical powers.
Anyway,
Do it. Back on the table.
anyway, Pless, Kansas City didn't practice this week. I'm not sure if he's going to play. How important is it for him to play in terms of the run game, the pass rush, Vita, all of it? Should the Bucs do their best to get him on the field, or do we not really need him week one? I think we do.
I mean, obviously you want him out there, but I don't think they force the issue. If he does play at all this week, it's probably on a limited snap count where he's, probably used on third downs only. I could see it that way where you bring him in as far as a pass rusher. But yeah, I mean, we should have enough to get pressure against this O-line. I think their weakness is inside, especially at the center position with Bradbury going up against Vita Vea. I think that's going to be a mismatch that they're going to try to exploit, especially with Devin White coming around up the middle, especially right behind Vea. That will be fun. And Shaq Barrett I'm excited to see what he does. I know he's hungry. He's ready to, prove that he still has, everything that he had before the injury. and then JTS is, I think, about to turn that corner and show some people, yeah, I'm still here and I'm still on my way to, break out this season.
I agree.
What are you worried about, bro? We got Logan Hall. That guy is just
Oh man,
that guy's just
you're just hitting red buttons here with fucking Pless, bro.
Yeah, that's my trigger. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping he proves me wrong and he shows something with disruption and finds a way.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, William Ghost is probably going to play. Mike Green, I thought, showed some good things. That's why he made the roster. They'll probably bring up Patrick O'Connor, I'm sure, off the practice squad.
We got Greg Gaines as well.
Greg Gaines, I love Greg Gaines. Greg Gaines
is such a good run stopper. So good.
See, in my opinion, Greg Gaines should be the starter next to Vita Vea, and then have Cansey on the other side, and just freaking bull rush everybody out of the window, and then you let that speed with Cansey get up the field. We'll probably see some of that. I'm sure they'll have some of those, lineups, but yeah, definitely. Back to your question, Cansey, short answer. I don't think it makes a difference if he plays or not. Again, you're putting a lot on a rookie. So, the other guys that I talked about, they have to step up and play their game.
Oh, the other, elephant, however you want to say in the room is, and listen, I'm not reinventing the wheel here or fire, right? Plus,
look at that
but quarterbacks, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Look at this idiot.
What are you doing?
He's having himself.
He is so entertained that his iPad has tracking. Like
he's having a Vogue moment. He's over there doing like some sort of swimsuit modeling.
Doing. Plus, anyways,
only on this show. It's awesome.
Only on this show, bro.
I love it.
Again, I'm not reinventing the wheel or inventing fire or anything. Obviously, right? Quarterbacks hate pressure, but Kirk Cousins particularly, right? Kind of folds a little bit under pressure. Doesn't like the big lights. It's opening weekend. They don't know what to expect. I know, Bowles knows that. He's going to throw the fucking house at him. And I'm glad you talked about that mismatch, because I think 45, 54, 23, whoever, he's just going to wave after wave. Obviously, if within reason, right?
Wave after wave.
Yeah.
Continue.
Dude, do you need a minute, dude? Do you need timeout? You need to that kid that won't pay attention.
Slowly drifted.
Yeah, the kid that won't pay attention and he just starts he's playing. He's in his own little corner of the classroom.
Look at how cool this camera is, though. What?
The ADHD kicking in.
Yeah, people definitely tune in for this.
Jonas Steckles asked, "Can Sammer's camera follow him around?" No, his security detail can allow it. His camera is not allowed to follow him.
No,
there's security in there. You can't see them. There's about 20 people in a 10 by 10 room.
They're all right
there.
He's
in a cave. He's in an actual cave. Rock ceiling, rock walls. What you see right now is just a backdrop.
Bud Cannibal says Stank is on edibles.
He's on shrooms or something, bro.
I'm on cold brew, bro. I just drank a whole thing of Stoke.
Jesus.
Bless. Can the Bucs
what I was
blitz?
saying.
Go ahead.
If the game calls for it, like you said, they get control, they start running the ball, and then we get to do what we want, like Sammer said earlier, and pin our ears back. I mean, you expect that, right? He's going to fluster him, get him uncomfortable.
Right.
Kirk is not. He's just not that fuck you type of guy. I don't know, bro. He's a nice guy, but he's not.
You got to get him off his spots. He traditionally struggles when you get him off of his spots, which is true for most quarterbacks. But he doesn't like it when you touch him. He doesn't like it when he's got to, be rushed. He likes to play action, stand back there, survey the field. He doesn't function when things are a little bit out of whack and out of sorts, and that's when the Bucs gotta, I feel like, blitz him, get happy with that, and just JTS should have I predict massive game. JTS 2 sacks, a lot of run stops in the backfield. Shaq Barrett's gonna be there, but I feel like JTS, this is his time to step up now and kind of remove that pressure from Shaq. I feel like he's gained a lot from the guy I've talked about the entire offseason, which is new outside linebackers coach. I feel like he showed more than we've seen from him during the preseason. So I'm excited about that, especially to see him on turf. He is a fast motherfucker when he has turf, dude. JTS should be my breakout player for this game.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I think the big thing we're going to see is they're going to use, a lot of simulated pressures, those zone fire blitzes that we're going to, see them dial up for sure. And then, as far as coverage goes, obviously you have to be aware of Justin Jefferson at all times. They use them in so many different ways. So you have to, you have to make sure you know where he is. And then, there are other receivers, KJ Osborne and then Jordan Addison.
Addison.
Yeah,
Addison,
Addison, in the slot. And then TJ Hawkinson is going to be, that's usually Kurt's, safety blanket that he likes to go to.
It's okay. We have a really good coverage middle linebacker. It's going to just take him out of the game.
We have a
completely
middle
eliminate him from the
linebacker.
game.
We have a middle linebacker who's fighting for a new contract. So I expect
He
to
was
see
actually-
him play out of his mind and better than we saw him play in the Super Bowl run in the playoffs. And back to the point about
I
Addison.
keep saying it. We still have 54 who shut down Kelsey in the fucking Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That too.
We have
That
54, but he's obviously getting a little bit older. I don't know if I want to put him against a tight end the entire time. But in terms of Addison, dude, look, I'm comfortable with Carlton Davis going one-on-one with Jefferson. Let him follow him around, shadow him. Even Jamel Dean at times could hang with him because he's so long and fast. But Addison is a rookie. He's not going to know how to deal with Jamel Dean and Carlton
He's playing
Davis.
the slot, so it's Izzian.
But still, though, they're
My
they're
guy,
gonna
Izzian, rookie on
they're
rookie.
gonna match up.
guy.
They're gonna match up. If he's on Izzian, I could see it being a problem. But if we get home, I don't see how it could matter really. But I'm more worried about Hawkinson though, out of the guys that you mentioned. Plus, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. Well, I think that's another exciting part of this defense that we're going to see as far as the safety usage with Antoine Winfield back in free safety. And then you have Ryan Neal who can come down in the box and match up against those tight ends like a Hawkinson. Antoine Winfield can do it as well. So I think you have versatility there to really mix and match your coverages. The thing is, when Todd Bowles plays that cover one, press coverage, you got to make sure you hit that on the blitz. You got to make sure you get home. That's going to be the big thing because Kurt can still hang in there, take a shot, and deliver a football downfield and with accuracy. That's going to be important that they have guys in the.
You bring up Ryan Neal. I think nobody talking about him. I feel like Keanu Neal's
so underrated.
Everybody just sees Neal and they don't even talk
really
about Ryan Neal. He is an enormous upgrade. We've been searching since really the loss of Whitehead.
Yeah.
For a guy that has and I think he has better coverage skills than Whitehead does. So he is an upgrade when we've sorely been missing. I mean, it was like musical chairs back there last year, really throughout the entire secondary. So that gives you some stability back there. And I don't know. People are down on Izzian. I kind of like the guy.
Yeah,
he's in
the right spot.
You were the one crying about him. You were the one crying about him.
Literally,
during the Ravens.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
During the Ravens first series, you were crying like, oh, but you're putting out your little tweets of, oh, going to be a long season. # Bucs life, yada yada. That was you. While he was the one getting picked apart.
It wasn't all on him.
Is
three straight plays,
Homeboy bigger than Whitehead? He seems like he's bigger. My God, Neal.
Ryan Neal. Yeah,
He
Ryan
looks
Neal's
like he's bigger, dude. Like,
yeah, definitely a bigger guy. He stands at 6'3", so he gives you length, he gives you size. Yeah, he's a complete upgrade, especially over Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards, even though he was good at times because his gambles paid off with interceptions.
Good ball skills. Yeah.
Yeah, but at times when he gambled, that would lead to misses and you leave voids in coverage and it ends up, biting you in the ass with a touchdown against you. So I think Ryan Neal is he's going to be more disciplined back there. And I think him and Winfield are going to work, really well together. They already have the communication down. So I think that's going to be fun. But the biggest thing that I'm excited to see him is coming off on those blitzes, like we talked about, him and Winfield being utilized more, coming off, the edge. That's going to be fun.
With Edwards gone, who now has the worst hair on the team, you think? Plus?
The worst hair?
It's probably Vita Vea. It's probably Vita Vea. He went from
what is going on, Vita?
Yeah.
So disappointed.
Hey, relax, okay? He went to a local establishment that, we need to support. It was his choice, okay?
Yeah, we get that, but he hasn't gone back since then.
If Vita sits in your fucking chair, you don't tell him no, okay? Try doing that and see how. Try that on for size.
I would have told him no.
Bro, he just looked like he belonged on a Walmart scooter in that game, bro. It was like his hair just hid the fact that he is just a girthy. I mean, he's a girthy individual. I feel like
not just that. The live action, whatever that movie's called, Maui, whatever that movie's called. That live action now is gone to The Rock instead of him. He was gonna be the guy. He was cast initially and everything. And then he went and cut his hair. I mean, what are we doing here, man? Without his
He
hair,
still has
he's
still
terrible.
has the ponytail though, right?
No,
Yeah,
he
he
has.
it's all
he
gone.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
he
it,
has
hey,
He had the ponytail, or he cut the ponytail now.
No, it's
Yeah, he
gone,
cut
dude.
it.
He went
When
from
they come
best
to
hair.
America.
He went from
Cut
best
it?
hair on the team to worst.
When he left the barbershop, he had the ponytail. Hey, B-Shuck with another super chat. I'm convinced between him and P&P, we got to keep a tally here because they're just gonna fucking compete all year, and I fucking love it. $20 super chat by B-Shuck says we have real Bucs football this Sunday. Let's fucking go.
We do.
Let's go.
it's
Let's
awesome.
go.
It's a great time of the year. It's probably my favorite time of the year. So
Christmas.
really
I
looking
agree
forward
with
to it.
Crown, by the way. Shaq Barrett is
Yeah.
comeback player of the team. He played for his next contract. Listen, the guy's
Yeah.
been written off multiple times. When he came to the Bucs, he had so much to prove. He earned himself the next contract. This guy, I am absolutely gonna put money down that Shaq Barrett will be comeback player of the year, maybe across the league. If this guy gets 10, 11, 12 sacks, man. What did he say
can
when he
see
was
it.
on our show,
Yeah.
Latte? What did he say when he was on our show?
Oh, he said he was gonna get minimum 15 was the floor.
Yeah, I think he said minimum.
He
He was
said
like
one per game.
shocked. Was like 15 is the floor. What the fuck? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
one per game. He said. He said I should be able to get one per game, and he said
you know
that
what?
like zero
See
hesitation.
him at training camp. He's not a human being. He's not human. Plus,
Alien.
like you're not supposed to be able to move like that coming off an Achilles at that age.
Yeah.
Like his bend, I didn't see any difference. Like Jesus, this guy's not human.
Do get a
Yeah.
lot of.
I
aliens on this team.
love, yeah, I love the dynamic of the front seven. I love what they've added. You know, obviously with Yaya Diaby and Kalijah Cansey, I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Marquise Watts, I love that. His game is fun. So just that whole dynamic. Anthony Nelson is solid. He gives you, just consistency. So yeah, that whole group, I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, Shaq and JTS, I think if Kalijah Cansey can consistently get disruption, they have a really good opportunity to win with 4, rushing the passer week in, week out. And that's been the biggest thing they've been looking for, not having to blitz, maximize your coverage, and, win up front with those 4 guys coming after the quarterback.
Well, that's what Kansas gives you, right?
Yes.
A real pass rush threat in the middle. So I'm hoping that he does play. I really do. I want to see what the guy has. I've been kind of chomping at the bit. Me and Latte talked about it the other day, like just kind of fantasizing about another man, what he's going to do, how he's going to look, what he's going to bring to the table, how he's going to perform. That's what me and him talk about.
I think they've been holding him back to get him to week 1.
Yeah,
don't
but
wanna
it's
risk
Wednesday
anything.
and he's still not playing. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think they force it. Again, if he's ready to give you, 25 to 30 snaps, maybe they pull that trigger. And like I was talking about with Cansey, that's no slouch to Vita Vea. And maybe with the haircut, he's a lot faster now. Who knows?
no,
maybe
no, the hair was aerodynamic, dude. What are you talking about?
that's true. That's a good point.
It made
It's
him faster.
aerodynamic.
Yeah, it
But-
made him faster.
But Vita is no slouch either. I mean, the guy led us in sacks last year, 6.5. Obviously, you don't want that. You want your edge guys to be the main producers of the sacks. But Vita is a monster himself, and he always, finds way to disrupt the pocket with his power. Now you add speed next to that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right. Plus, we're not going to have you on Friday's show, so might as well get you to give us your score prediction, player of the game. Just
Okay.
throw something bold at the wall, see what happens.
Yeah, what do you eat? What are you eating on Sunday? Or like what when you go to Minnesota? What are you looking for as far as like, culinary choices?
There's nothing there, man. There's nothing
Well,
there.
I'm definitely gonna try the. I think it's the Juicy Lucy, or I have that.
No,
backwards?
they're banned.
No, don't do
They're
that.
bad.
Sorry.
Okay,
They're
so I can't
banned.
have
No,
that.
they're banned. They're banned.
Listen, I was telling Stank this the other day actually. That like people in places like Minnesota and Wisconsin, they just don't have any food diversity. So something as simple as a smash burger joint is like this exotic restaurant of choice to these people. Whereas in Florida, we're spoiled. We have every kind of food you could possibly imagine, specifically in Tampa, Miami. Like there's so much diversity to these. Like smash burger is at the bottom of our list. You go to Minnesota and you're excited to try some smash burger. That's what they're telling all their people about in their pen letters. I mean, what? Don't do it, plus.
Yeah.
Don't eat the Juicy Lucy, Goosey, whatever the fuck they call it. All right, it's a
You
smash
can have
burger.
one after
No,
the game.
you
At
cannot
4:30.
have one. No.
At 4:30, you can have one.
No.
Well,
After the game.
I'm looking forward to the trip. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of sports, going to a college football game, then obviously the Bucs on Sunday, and then seeing the Rays play the Minnesota Twins on Monday. So
who?
Holy shit, dude!
yeah,
Wow.
You're doing the
What are-
tour.
what are
I
the
like
You're
it.
a
Rays?
fucking.
yeah,
You know
What's the
what?
Rays?
You're a goddamn man, and you're about your business. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna stop you from doing what you want to do, right?
No.
Fuck no.
Right? Right?
You better
But
shut the fuck up. You're married to a Puerto
as-
Rican, bro.
as far as the game goes, I have a score of Bucks 28, Vikings 21. I think Rashad White has a great game. I think he's going to be the player of the game. I have him going for 150 on 24 carries, 2 touchdowns, and I would add in 5 catches for 50 yards. I just think he's going to be dynamic. So
I mean,
200
he took
yards
what I
from
predicted
scrimmage.
and added fucking 45. What a
Yeah.
stud! He put his dick on the table. I like it.
No, I can see it. I can see the Bucks featuring him just because it helps him with establishing the run game, and
Well, it keeps that blitz package off
Yeah.
of you, keeps the pressure off.
I
makes
I-
easier
plus,
for Baker.
no bomb touchdown to Mike Evans.
Oh, I think that's in there. That's one of the 4 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
it's 28. I love it.
no field
I
goals. I
love
like
it.
that. A game where we don't even kick a field goal is usually a
Yeah,
good thing.
not
like that.
necessary.
We're probably gonna punt from the 40 at some point. I know that.
I like it.
But
And
that's
you know what's
fine.
going to happen on Monday? All the national pundits, everyone, it's going to be the hottest Kool-Aid ever. Oh my God, Baker's bacon. The Bucks are back. Blah blah. And then we're gonna be like, "Fuck you! Don't jump on the
It
ship.
won't be. It won't
Stay
be.
off the ship."
The narrative
I-
will be, how did the Vikings lose to the Bucks? That's what the narrative will be. It'll be.
I don't know, man. Baker's pretty
I-
polarizing. bro.
Kirk has a meltdown. That's what they're gonna call it, or something
I-
along those lines.
I think
You
the
you
main
think Baker's
story-
back in the spotlight?
Why
after
are you
this?
interrupting him? He tried to talk over.
Both of you were
I interrupted
talking.
him, then he
I just have
interrupted him.
one. I just have one more thing. I'm just gonna say the main storyline I feel is gonna be this Bucks offense is for real. They finally have a modern NFL offense, and people better watch the fuck out. That's gonna be the storyline.
He dropped the F-bomb. Oh my God. Are you gonna do a real Bucks talk? You gotta drop our real
Plus-
Bucks talk too, bro.
Plus, it's a
Oh.
you need to change the channel to real fucking Bucks talk. That's
Oh,
Real
that'd be-
fucking Bucks talk.
That would be awesome. That'd
the
be awesome.
RFBT baby.
Oh yeah.
We got a super chat. Stank, you could read that since you want to interrupt people.
Yeah, man.
Just
I don't even
you
have
know,
the chat
You're
up.
not
I
even
don't
paying
have the chat
attention
up
to
right
the show. Then you
I
swivel
don't
your
have the chat
stupid
up right
chair around. You just start talking. You don't even look. You don't listen.
I'm recording from the Hammer Pants room. I don't have the chat up. I can't find I'm bored.
Hey,
Just
Steak,
like-
where's that room in your house? Is that like
That's a red
that-
room.
is
That's a
that
red
one of
room.
the main rooms or
He's got a no. It's a red room.
It's actually one of the main rooms of the house.
gotcha?
And not a room that I come into very often. It's
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing in
One
there,
of the-
but
one of-
but,
do
but
guests
paintings.
stay in there or no?
no, this is my daughter's room actually.
Oh,
But
okay,
she
gotcha.
doesn't really stay in here very much either. So, yeah, it's
Gotcha.
kind of a
All right, Pelagic Computer
Extra,
donated $10. Tampa 24, Mini Ain't Skinny 20. Baker with 268 in the air and 28 on the ground. Okay.
Nice.
2 tutties. White with 122 yards from scrimmage and a tutty. I'll be eating Italian. I think he's referring to his hot wife.
I mean, I'm not
who is
mad at him,
definitely
bro.
Italian.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him, bro. That's
Yeah.
good
do
for
that.
you, PNP.
You should do
Good
that
for
during
you.
the game, PNP. There's nothing
Well,
that should stop
PNP
that.
does.
I usually go during halftime. I mean, the guys will tell you, when they're at my house and I'm feeding them all the meats, halftime.
It's only
Upstairs.
fair that your wife gets some meats
Upstairs.
too. I get it.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
PNP
And then I come back downstairs just
He's a
fresh.
blessed man.
Rejuvenated. It's like I get the halftime nut out, and it's like an IV. I feel ready to go for the second
We should
half.
we should start calling him
Thank
P and P and P.
I love it. We got
Anyway,
another
triple
one,
P.
didn't we? PNP wins.
Yep.
I have a
$2.
question. I have a question for you guys, as well as everybody watching and people who'll be watching in the future. Are you subscribed to the channel? Latte, are you?
I'm subscribed. Finally.
Did you like this video already? Or are you
I
going to
did.
later?
I
Okay.
did.
All right, because that's I think is
I have to, I have
something
to
that we're not
subscribe
talking
to the
about,
new
right?
channel. I have to subscribe
Like
to the
and
new channel.
subscribe. Like and subscribe if you could. And
Leave a
who
comment.
who doesn't like sex during the game? I do.
Like, subscribe,
Hey,
leave a
Cali
comment,
Buck says-
help us grow.
Cali Buck says Stank sleeps in that room because his wife doesn't want to sleep next to him.
They're
You're not that-
look, you see a Buccaneer pillow, sometimes
There's been definitely quite a
and,
moment or two in there for him sleeping by himself. I was gonna also say, I was going to ask you guys a question because it was some topic that we were going to discuss early on, and it completely slipped my mind. The Bucs seem to have confidence in Baker, so I'm curious. People in the chat, people who are watching this later on, leave a comment. How confident are you guys, each of you guys, in Baker Mayfield taking Canales' offense and rolling into Week 1? We'll start with you, Pless.
I'm super confident. I'm on the Baker train. I love the guy. I think, again, he was the number 1 pick for a reason. I love his confidence. I love his moxie. I think he's a really good underrated leader, and I think he's going to bring these guys with him and just be. We're going to see consistent Baker, and that's what I'm looking for. He's not going to try to do too much, just play within the offense. This offense fits him to a glove. It's a perfect offense for him. I'm just really excited to see what he has in store because, again, this is it for him. It's make or break. This is like his last opportunity to be the guy for a franchise.
Make or break.
I like what you.
I was just about to say that.
I like
I
what
was
you
just
did
about
there.
to say.
Hey, make or break, and Baker gonna bake.
That's a
Yeah.
t-shirt. Make or bake.
Make or bake season, baby. Let's go.
This is a make or bake season.
And I think he's going to bake. It's going to be awesome.
I
Hell
love
yeah.
how we
Bro,
just
that's the new
put
poll
that on a
question.
shirt.
Make or bake, the poll question.
Latte.
Listen, you already know, man. Me and you were in the trenches all off season against the Gainesville Goons. You know what I mean? They thought that Trask had a chance, and he did. He popped for a little bit and then plateaued, and then it was over. The minute Canales saw him unleash a 65-yard dime to Mike Evans, he said, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps all over. He said in his press conference. It was amazing. Canales they're going to ride that Baker horse, and I have no problem with it. Same thing Pless said. All jokes aside, guys, he was the number 1 pick, took the fucking Browns to the playoffs and won against their biggest rival in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh. It's like a second-year quarterback, like Jameis Winston, going to New Orleans in a playoff game and winning, but that never happened. It's like that, though. It's that kind of rivalry game. They hate Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh doesn't like the Browns. And he not only they win, they beat the crap out of the Steelers. And then he took Kansas City to the brink. And then the very next year, second game, tears a shoulder labor, and they throw him out like he doesn't even fucking matter. Like he did nothing.
Rude. They were just rude to him. Just rude.
Listen, they liked him last year. They liked him last year. Real talk. We heard about it. You heard about Sam. They liked him last year. And when Tom came back, it was like, whoa, wait a second.
They didn't just like him. He liked them.
He liked us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the
There
situation.
was no tampering. There was no tampering. It's just,
Of course not.
Do the great. We just heard.
Stanker, what's your LDE,
LDE
response to this?
LDE.
Well, I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do and just flip out. Okay. Now that Baker's
he's
my
just doing
quarterback-
stuff to make his camera follow him. That's all he's doing.
He just wants stupid.
He's not even taking this seriously
Hey,
at this point.
Hey guys, listen. Okay. Baker's my quarterback now. I don't even know where the camera is on this stupid fucking iPad. Baker is my quarterback now. Okay? All right. Trask put up a hell of a fucking fight. Should be QB1 right now. But you know what? He's a man, took it on the chin. He's gonna sit back there and bide his time.
Interesting choice.
Latte made a good point earlier when we were talking about what is everyone going to be like, oh, what happened? Are the Bucs for real after we whoop the Vikings ass? I think people forget what kind of magnetism Baker has. Like, we start winning
That's
football
why I
games.
said that.
We become one of the teams that stay in the rotation because Baker is that guy, who can bring the excitement, bring that FOMO to where First Take and ESPN and all the fucking podcasts are talking about the Bucs Baker. So they just got to go out and prove it. Honestly, you can call it little dick energy, you can call it whatever you want. I'm skeptical. I always am, though. I was skeptical about Tom Brady. Didn't want him here. Didn't think he could win. Didn't think we would win. So it's nothing changes. You guys want me to be confident? No, you don't want that from me.
Listen, first off, I'd like to say real quick, Sam, before you go into your, how you feel about Baker. That was an interesting choice of words in saying that Trask takes it on the chin. That was interesting. Just a note there. And secondly, thank you for agreeing with me, because I truly feel that way, dude. I feel like if we win, I understand where Sam is coming from. People are gonna be like, no, it's fake. It's the Vikings meltdown, and that's typically what we get as Bucs fans. But the reason I said that is exactly what Stank pointed out. Baker has such gravitational pull and that moxie, like Pless mentioned, and that attitude that's
only a white adjective, by the way.
People fucking
Moxie.
whatever. People, you hate him when he's not on your team, but you love him when he's on yours. You know what I mean? Like, I can totally see if we win, Good Morning Football opening up with that. Kyle Brandt going fucking nuts with a Bucs jersey because Baker has that kind of, attitude. I can't think of the word, that pull. You know what I mean? That
I know what you're talking about. Listen. If he has some like 4 touchdown, 300-yard, 350, that type of performance, and he just absolutely just highlight after highlight, yeah, I get it. It's gonna be Baker is back all over the headlines and baking, all of it. It's gonna be the whole deal. But I just don't see them winning that way. I don't see them approaching this game that way. I see them being more balanced in it, being more of a ground, with complementary passing, not like the Trent Dilfer days, but kind of like a little bit of the Josh Freeman days where, 2 touchdowns, a little bit under 300 yards. Wasn't the reason they won.
If he does what PMP said, which 268 and 2, the world will be Baker's oyster again. I'm telling you, they will. ESPN, they will run
just
with
because
it.
remember the Vikings won like 11 games or 12 games last year.
Yeah.
And they got whooped in the playoffs. So
and
like
10 of them were by 7 or less. Like they were one of the luckiest.
I get that, but we're the underdogs, and like I just feel like unless it's a massive highlight reel, I don't see us being given as the credit for the win, like as opposed to the Vikings had a meltdown. What's wrong with the Vikings will be the majority of the headlines, in my opinion, unless it's Baker going off like crazy. In terms of my confidence in Baker, y'all are asking the wrong guy. Y'all are asking the wrong guy that question, baby. Because I know we're baking all season long. And in honor of Baker Mayfield, every touchdown he throws, I'm gonna eat a baked good from a fancy bakery with cream and tarts and gooey deliciousness everywhere. That's
one
what I'm
for
gonna
each
do.
touchdown.
Every tutty that comes off of Baker, I'm eating baked goods.
Looking like Ben Stiller on dodgeball.
I'm going to be huge.
Bro.
That's what's going to happen. Because Baker might throw 50 touchdowns. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but we're going to figure that out.
You sound like John Madden right there.
That's what I'm going to sound like all the time, basically. That's right. Awesome. Hey, before I forget, first of all, thank you to everyone who has watched so far. Thank you for the chats and the people who have subscribed. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Give us a like on this video so we can grow this channel even more. We have a ton of cool stuff coming this season with the Loose Cannons Network, which is going to change the way that you absorb Buccaneers news and content. A bunch of media type stuff coming your way. And it all starts with this channel. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Whether you don't like Stank's hat, you think Stank's a moron for not paying attention to the show, or you think we should have Plus on every single week. Whatever the comment is, drop it in there. And then before I forget, make sure you guys check out Big Tutty's Fantasy Football Podcast. We have a new person joining our family. I call him Tiny Tony. He is a fantasy football nerd like none other. Literally took me from having no clue what to do on draft day to probably having the greatest fantasy football team ever right after the draft was over.
I'm not kidding, Bless. He texted Tony. He texted Tiny like 30 minutes before his draft, and he's like, fuck, what do I do? I forgot I have a draft. And he literally sent him like a fucking article. Here's what you do. These are the ADPs.
Unbelievable.
He sent him tiers every round. Like, hey, look for this group of guys. Look for this group of guys.
Not only that, he sent me 4 different mock drafts at the draft position I'm in. I don't even know how he did it. He had him in his back pocket or he did himself. But either way, check out the show. Tony and Latte are basically the stars of the show. I'm there to kind of guide the ship a little bit so we don't lose track of things because we don't want to, have Stank falling asleep type of scenario. So check that show out. Give it a like. Give it a view. Show some love. Got a bunch of cool stuff coming. And as always, Pless, thank you so much for joining us, bro.
Hey, Sammer, we never do this, but you can also follow us on Twitter, guys. Poppy Latte, it's right there. Give us a follow on Twitter. You know what I mean? On our socials. That's where we really interact. Ask Pless if you really want to get to know the Cannons. Follow us on Twitter. Get food takes. You might get some nude, images. Who knows? Who knows? We keep you on your toes.
Latte's always DMing nudes. Make sure you DM your nudes.
Always DM
all of them. All of them.
He loves nudes. Before we get out,
my OF is free.
Not mine. Before we get out, Plus, let everyone know where they can watch all of your amazing film breakdowns and your latest video that you guys just put out on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It's always a blast. We always talk about so many topics on here. It's great. It's refreshing. But yeah, you can follow my work, me and Mark Ramirez at Real Bucs Talk. We have a great video on Justin Jefferson and what he brings to the table for the Vikings. We're going to have a video probably tomorrow about what the Buccaneers offense should try to do against this Vikings defense. So look forward to that. And yeah, just a lot of great stuff, man. We're really excited for this season.
You know what? I just thought about something. He's going to be the second best LSU receiver out there on the field this weekend. With Trey Palmer in the building, he's going to be like, oh, shit, that's Trey Palmer.
Hey,
watch.
That guy's a dog, man. He's got the LSU dog in him, bro.
Trey
Palmer's gonna make some noise.
Yeah, he could be an X factor this week. Definitely a good
guys
matchup in the slot.
Godwin's the X factor. Godwin is going to have a stupid game.
Good, especially on the outside. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
He's going to have a stupid game.
All right, we'll see
Yeah.
you guys
Go Bucs.
on Friday for the return of the Loose Cannons Fan Friday. That's where you guys get to call in, talk shit, give us score predictions, whole bunch of cool shit. Maybe I'll have another jersey to give away to the best caller of the night. We'll see.
Make sure you guys tune in and call for that show, okay, guys? We've been talking about the same fucking game. We need you guys to call,
Yes.
okay? I can't only say the baker's gonna bake so many times.
Yeah.
It's about you. So
I
tune in.
might have a muffin. Who knows? We'll see.
Yep, and Buccaneers will be back next week when I get my computer set up after the lightning strike. So, hey, blame God. Don't blame me, bro. I didn't strike my own house with lightning.
God don't
Go
do
Bucs.
nothing on accident. That's what they always say, right?
They didn't want
He's
to
not a
Hey,
fan of the Buccaneers. He's not a fan.
Go Bugs.
Welcome to Tampa Bay.